Good morning. Just let me know whether I'm audible or not so that I can go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good morning, beta. Okay, so we'll be today. Can you see the screen also? Just making sure you're able to see the PPT saying acquiring editing skill
Yes,
unit
ma'am.
4. Okay, so today we will be switching
Yes,
over
ma'am.
to the fourth unit, that is acquiring editing skills. Okay, so we'll be in this chapter trying to understand what is editing, what are the principles of editing, and because editing requires a lot of language skills, so we will be dealing with vocabulary and also grammatical structures so that the piece that we are presenting to the newspaper for printing and all is free from all the errors, and it is concise, and we can make it concise only when we have a we have a good pool of vocabulary where we can dive into and take the best words out of that pool and use it in our piece. Okay, for that we'll be doing this, and this is very extremely important for you all to have your own uh, way, as I told you in my previous lectures also, that you have to maintain a notebook where you will be writing all those important words. Read all the dailies, newspaper dailies, and then you will understand some words are so important that they are always appearing and reappearing in the newspapers. So these are, that you don't have to do extra work. There's hardly a list of 500 or to 1000 words. If you get mastery on those words and few phrases and idioms, your work is done. It's just like a one time investment. You can
I
keep
have a
on though you can keep on acquiring these skills for your lifetime also. There is no end to it. You should not say that now I have done enough of
I
vocabulary
have a
building. Please, one of the student, there's a noise coming from the background. Please mute yourself. All of you, please mute yourself. Okay, so there is no end to it. Sky is the limit, because the more you have the more words you have, you'll be able to use those in your speech and in your writing, and the reader or the audience who will not get bored. Because if you continue speaking the same words throughout and repeat doing repeat those words again and again, there is a monotony that appears in your speech and writing, and the person gets really bored after some time. So get into a habit of saying all this thing with different words, different idioms, different phrases, and never leave the line. So basically editing means be spot on, means you are not losing the track also what you are trying to speak. You will not lose. Please mute yourself, everybody, please mute yourself. Okay, now let's move ahead. uh, okay, editing basically means whenever a piece is written in a hurry, we may want to write the whole thing in such a hurry that we just are interested in writing that content
sir.
without.
आपको क्या तकलीफ है भाई? कान में भी चिल्ला रहे हो? कान में क्यों चिल्ला रहे हो? आपके कान में थोड़ी ना के अंदर आके चिल्ला रहे थे.
Thank you. Okay, so that means whatever piece that you have written, you have to reshape it. You always have to maintain that unity of thought. Sometimes we are in a hurry, we just are interested in writing what we have to write, we have to report. That's the most important thing in our mind when we are giving a news report. Okay, that time we are not looking at how the piece will be presented. Okay, it is the time of the editors. They do it because you are giving the raw information to them. You are not interested in the, in trying to beautifying them, and you trying to bring unity in the thought process. You are just giving the raw information. You are just sticking to the subject, but the words may not be very powerful words. Okay, it's the work of an editor. He gives, he tries to make it more beautiful and more powerful write up, and he tries to spot also digressions. Whenever we are writing something, we may get digressed from the topic. Okay, so he is the one who will bring back to the bring the news back to the track. Okay, so these are some of the attributes of an ideal editor, so that he will not let the news piece get sway here and there, and we lose the main objective of that news. Okay, so an editor, he or she should have very sharp linguistic skills. So for that matter, what are the requirements? That means that person should be well versed with all the idioms, phrases, and he should be able to spot any error in the news. Okay, sometimes there are mistakes in writing. A sentence construction is also wrong. Sometimes there is mistake in use of prepositions and conjunctions. Sometimes all the simple sentences are used in a write-up, and that makes it very it seems as if this news report has been written by a third or a fourth grade student. So we have to make it into compound sentences or complex sentences, so that it gives depth to the language. Okay, the news is going to remain the same. News is news, but how you polish it, that's more important. Okay, now first of all, you also have to have the ability to spot any mistake in the write-up. Okay, and in case you are interested to add some points, okay, you should be also aware with the current topic or with the news, so that even if the person who has written that news piece has not mentioned something, that as an editor you can add on. Okay, it's not only about the linguistic skills. The job of an editor is basically to enhance the value of that news report. So what all he has to do, apart from having linguistic skills, apart from finding out the grammatical mistakes, apart from making sentence construction better, he should be able to add also point from his end in case there is need, if that newspaper does not carry much weight. He should have the previous knowledge. He should have that connectivity also. What was how is this news related to the previous occurrence? Understood? For example, if you are a good editor, now war between Russia and Ukraine is going on. Okay, you have been given a report by a news reporter, but since you had been following it up since so many years, and you have an experience of past 30 or 40 years, what you will use? You will use the previous knowledge or the history also as a tool in your editing. You will not shy away from doing that, because that is what is needed. A person who has given you a raw piece may be a person who is very new, who is only following what is happening right now. He may not be able to go to the archives. He doesn't have time. He's just reporting. So as an elderly person, or as an experienced news editor or editor, what is your duty? You will add point which are relevant to that piece, so that it becomes more valuable. That is why sometimes these types of discussions are done. There are panels which why do they call all those senior editors, senior journalists? Because they from the from the womb of the history, they try to extract certain information which may have some clue to why this thing is happening right now, so that something can be done in that regard. So editing is not a simple task, though it looks very simple if you have to only look at grammar and sentence construction and trying to bring the topic back to the bring news back to the topic and maintaining unity of thought. There are so many things apart from that which is important. Okay, now what are the principles of editing? Basically, whenever we are whenever a write-up is given, it should be having a flow of thought. Okay, if that flow of thought is not there, you have to get it. You have to either add few sentences, remove few sentences, put few sentences in the second paragraph, so that it should go in a proper flow. Okay, and it should be readable. How is this done? This is done by removing unnecessary words, and when you remove unnecessary words, you have to compensate by adding few powerful words, and you have to rephrase them. Okay, you may have to also rewrite them. But sometimes what happens, as a news writer, every day there is a deadline that you have to publish a news in the morning hours, in the wee hours of the day. So what you will do every time, you as an editor, कितना काम हो जाएगा आपके लिए. So what are you going to do? It's not easy task, because you have to meet the deadline also. So in that case, it is not possible to rewrite everything, all those copies extensively. So what is done? That is why editorials are also added in the newspaper. But while editing a copy, it may not always be necessary to write the whole thing. Sometimes only finding out the small mistakes. So as a news reporter, if you get into that job, if you are also polished, you are reducing the task of the editor, because he has got lot of work on his head. There are hundreds of reporters, but the editors are very few in the newspaper. Okay, so once they know that this news is from, say, X person, he knows that this person has a good language skill, this person is not doing unnecessary mistakes. So he will only read the full article fatafat, and what he is going to do, if there are some points needed, he will add it. But just imagine if there is a B person, and he knows that this person you have to check the grammar also, you have to look at the punctuation also, you have to look at the spelling also. So the task of the editor becomes very, very tedious. So that is why we all need to acquire some editing skills, so that our piece, when we are presenting to the newspaper or any publishing thing or whatever, they did not do much of hard work. It should get passed smoothly without any problem. So this is the reason why we need these editing skills, each and every person in media. Even if you are writing, even if you are making advertisement, even if you are making jingles, so it's very important. So that is the reason we are going to start up with this topic of acquiring editing skills, where today I will be talking about like vocabulary, grammar, structure. That's why I have told you that I'll be taking 2 hours session. Okay, 2 classes together. Now why do we think that why do we need to edit on any text? So that the clarity is there. Why this news piece is written, we get to know the clarity and we get to know the brevity. It should be short and sweet and clear. Okay? If you are a skillful editor, what we will try to add, you will try to add the coherence in that and cohesion to a write-up which is haphazardly taken from here and there. You will try to you have got lot of pearls in your hand, but what is the job of an editor? On each and every pearl you will make it a string of pearl. Okay, got it? Pearl means moti hai. You have got lot of motis in your hand, but you have to now unko pirona hai apne. So the job of an editor is to piro the moti in a har. Okay, got it? So while editing any discourse, what do we check? We always check the word order. Let me write it for you. What are the things that you will be looking for? Okay, let me just find out this page. Word power, word order. Okay, so what is the job while editing? We check the word order, then we check the sentence order. Okay, then also paragraph order. Sometimes paragraphs are also changed. First paragraph becomes the second paragraph or likewise. Okay, then correctness of grammar. Grammar is also checked. But if you are good in grammar, if you are aware of all these editing skills, your editor will be very happy. The person who is going to edit your stuff will know that this person gives a good piece, news piece, and he has not to work hard on your pieces. Okay, then you also have to work on punctuation. Then you also have to work on capitalization. Capitalization basically means capital letters. Okay, then selection of words. Sometimes you may have to change the word by using some powerful, power-packed words.
Sorry
Okay,
for interruption, ma'am. Actually, you are do not started your recording.
recording is not there, beta. In my when I was looking at the Google Meet from past 1 month, I have not seen that recording button. There has been some changes done from the college end, I think so. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah. So anyways, then you have to look at the selection of words. Okay, and last but not the least, you have to be very logical. Whatever you are writing, it has to be very logical. Got it? Now let's move on to the grammar section. Commonly confused pair of words. Okay, these are some very commonly confused pair of words: adherence and adhesion. Okay, and these are all important words. Okay, so once you know, this is a list of words that you have to know, because these are commonly used words and they're commonly confused words in the news articles. Okay, adherence means when you believe in something without any doubt, you will adhere. Okay, adhesion means it's the property of clinging to something. I adhere to my thoughts. वो जो मैं सोचती हूँ, मैं उसके साथ ही रहती हूँ. All right, adherence means you believe in something without any doubt. I have full adherence. Got it? Adverse and averse, they look like, there's hardly any difference. The difference is of D. Okay, but the meaning is totally opposite. Adverse means which is unwanted, something which is not needed. Averse means when you do not have any predilection to word, you are opposite to something. I'm averse to fighting. I'm averse to that. Adverse means something which is not wanted. Corona vaccine had an adverse effect on the children. I'm just giving an example. Don't look at the sentence because it is wrong. I just said some vaccine had adverse effect on the children. Okay, so adverse means which was not called for, something which was not expected for, some adverse effect. That means जो हमने नहीं सोचा था वैसा effect. Now averse means I'm averse to fighting. मेरे को fighting से बहुत, मैं उससे दूर भागती हूँ. That is what it is. Affect and effect. Affect means when you leave an effect on something. I got affected by the virus. Now effect, I will make it happen. That means you are going to make it happen. It is going to get effective from then. Okay, effect. What is the effect on him? Okay, now alternate and alternative, we do get confused between these two words. Alternate means leaving one, following one another. Alternate batches, alternate coaches, alternate whatever means when you leave something. For example, alternate numbers में क्या होगा? 1, 3, 5. You are alternate numbers. You are leaving one number and following one another. एक के बाद एक के बाद. Alternate events. एक के बाद एक. Got it? Now alternative means a choice. I have an alternative. I can choose between between science and humanity. I can choose between becoming an engineer and or a doctor. So that they are alternatives. That means a choice. Got it? Ambiguous and ambivalent. Ambiguous means which is not clear. The idea is very ambiguous. You are not able to make it clear. Okay, this is one sentence. Ambivalent means contradictory. What you are saying is totally ambivalent. I don't agree. There are 2 points that you are making, but they are ambivalent, means they are contradicting each other. That means ambivalent. Ambiguous का मतलब क्या था? Which is not clear. While you are writing, your writing should be free from ambiguity. Abhi, one thing very important. You should also have the habit of making new words from this. Like ambiguous hai, so you can also write ambiguity. Your write-up should be free from ambiguity. Okay, क्योंकि ambiguous से बना है ना. Got it? So your writing is very ambiguous means not very clear. Got it? Now amend and emend, 2 different words. Amend means
I'm ambivalent, but still I'm not getting that vocabulary meaning.
which
I'm
one?
confused.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, ambiguent. The second one.
Ambiguent तो कोई भी word नहीं है, ambivalent है. Ambiguous and ambivalent.
Ambivalent. Sorry.
Ambivalent means contradictory. Your statement is ambivalent means what you said before is totally you're contradicting your own thing. ठीक है? That is अपने ही बात को काटना. Ambivalent. If for example you say today it's very cold and I don't like to wear sweaters, so that means you are contradicting your own statement. You are ambivalent. What are you saying? Yeah, you said today is very cold and you are not wearing any sweater or pullover. So that means you are contradicting. You should have been wearing a sweatshirt or something because the weather is cold. But you are not doing, you are contradicting your own statement. For example, let's leave this example. You say, I don't like junk food. Let's go and have some pizza. So what are you doing? You don't like you don't like junk food, but then at the same time you are saying let's have pizza. So pizza is a junk food. So you are contradicting. You are ambivalent. Got it? Okay. So amend and emend. Amend means when you revise something. There is an amendment in the constitution. ठीक है ना? When we revise the constitution, when there is an amendment in the timetable, there is an amendment in the portion of the syllabus. Okay? So that means there is some revision. Something now is changed, revised. Got it? Now amend means when you are changing something or you are editing something, that act is called amend. He amended, he changed it. ठीक है? बहुत close है. They're very very close. Amend means revision, revise something, and amend means edit or change something in a write-up. ठीक है? Next word is amoral and immoral. Amoral and immoral. Now what does that mean? Amoral means when you do not believe in morality. Moral values होते हैं ना, हमारे moral values क्या होते हैं? When you don't believe in that, morality. That means you are immoral. Immoral means when you don't follow the path of morality. You are not following moral path. You are immoral. ठीक है? They are also very close. You should, when you will practice, when you will, chalo, this is a homework for today. You will write one sentence for each word. For each word. Take the help of Google, take the help of any dictionary, whatever you feel like. For each and every one, at least one sentence. A verse लिखो, then write the sentence. एंड अगर सेंटेंस लिखने के बाद एवर्स का मीनिंग भी उसमें लिख दो कि ये मीनिंग होता है. दिस विल बी, बिकॉज यू रियली हैव टू वर्क हार्ड ऑन दिस. अगर अभी नहीं करोगे तो यू विल नेवर बी एबल टू डू इट. ये जितने भी वर्ड है, यू वांट टू टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट, यू कैन डू दैट. गॉट इट? अप्रेज एंड अप्राइज. नाउ इसमें फ़र्क कितना है? एक लेटर का फ़र्क है, आई का, ए का. ए लेटर जो है ना यहाँ पे है, इसमें नहीं है, बट मीनिंग इज टोटली. अप्रेज मीन्स इवैल्यूएट, और अप्रेज वर्ड से बना है अप्रेजल. एट द एंड ऑफ एवरी ईयर कॉर्पोरेट में अप्रेजल होता है. दे अप्रेज एवरीबडी. अप्रेजल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन अ कॉर्पोरेट वर्ड. सो एवरीबडी आफ्टर द डे ऑफ अप्रेजल दे फील आइदर हैप्पी और सैड. मीन्स they have been evaluated. Okay, now apprise means किसी को कुछ जानकारी देना. I apprise you with this piece of information with some detail. Okay, I am telling you and apprising you with this detail that the exams are going to be offline. So this means apprising. You are giving some detail. I am trying to equip you with some details. Okay. Now avoid and evade. When you want to avoid somebody, that means you are ignoring, you are trying to be away from something. I want to avoid cold, that is why I'm not drinking cold drinks, or I'm not having ice cream. I want to avoid seeing that person, so that is why I don't want to go to the party. That means you want to remain away from that thing, situation. Evade means when you shun something. When you don't like something and you shun something by resorting to deceit. धोखा देके उसको करना. I evaded the situation. I evaded him. I evaded her, whatever. So depends. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, because there are a lot of words today that we will be doing. And please take a screenshot, and for your own benefit, write each sentences for each and every word. I'm not going to check, because you are not very young children that I have to have a leash on you, right? You are very responsible. If you have to really make a mark for yourself, you will do. There should be a fire in yourself. I don't want to push you. You will push yourself in case you are really interested in making something, some name for yourself. And right now is the time that you will do it. Anybody who lives in the moment, lives whatever and does whatever is needed for this moment, is the person who becomes successful. ख्याली पुलाव बनाना कि या after third year I'll become a very good media person, no, it will not happen. The person who will work hard now will eventually become. और जो ड्रीम वर्ल्ड में रह के ख्याली पुलाव बनाएगा, वो पुलाव ही बनाता रह जाएगा. That person will not be able to become. And उसके लिए मुझे, I don't need to push you. You will push yourself. The fire has to be lit inside you, not to be given put by me. Got it? Next slide is, these are again some few more words. One is biannual and the other is biennial. So there is a difference of here U and यहाँ पे E. Biannual means as it is annual का double. That means twice in a year. Bi means, bi always means, याद रखना, whenever we use bi, it means twice. Bicycle भी बोलते हैं ना, तो that means there are 2 cycles in that. Bicycle means 2 cycles. There are 2 cycles here. That is why it is called bicycle. Got it? Unicycle होती है जिसमें only one होता है. Whenever the word comes uni, that means only one. Got it? इसी से बन जाते हैं कितने सारे वर्ड. यूनिफॉर्म, that means all same form, uniformity. So whenever you come across the word by, that means it is 2. Here also it is 2, happening after 2 years. This means biannual means in 1 year. This is a span of 1 year. तो इस 1 year के अंदर it is happening twice. But biennial का मतलब है after 2 years. Got it? थोड़ा सा फर्क है biannual and biannual. एक साल में 2 बार और 2 साल के बाद 1 बार. Got it? Now censor and censure. Censor you are all aware. That means सेंसर बोर्ड होता है, मूवीज़ के लिए लगता है. ये एग्जाम्पल दे रहा हूँ. यू कैन ऑल्सो सेंसर मैनी थिंग्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव फोटोग्राफ्स, यू वॉन्ट टू सेंसर दैम, यू डोंट वॉन्ट टू शो इट टू योर फ्रेंड्स, सो यू विल try to keep those things away. That means you will delete what is not acceptable. Got it? Now censure means I censure this, I don't like it, I disapprove this behavior, I censure this. That means तुमने इस बात को अप्रूव नहीं कर रहे हो, तुम्हें बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आई. ठीक है. Now next is compose and comprise. बहुत सारे बच्चे इन दोनों में गलती कर देते हैं. कंप्राइज भी वही समझते हैं कि दोनों का मीनिंग एक है. नो. कंपोज मीन्स इट इज मेड ऑफ. कंप्राइज मीन्स ऑल्सो बी मेड ऑफ. बट आई वॉन्ट टू कंपोज म्यूजिक. You will not say I comprise music. No. That means you will make music. I will compose a news report. I will compose a jingle. That means you will make. ठीक है. Comprise means this news report comprised of today's meeting, discussion, and that means it is comprised of means it is made of. क्या क्या है उसके अंदर. It comprises of, for example, today's lesson comprises of media vocabulary and grammatical structure. I want to compose today's lecture. So there is a difference. ठीक है. Comprise and comprise. Credible and credulous. Now very important. Credible. Oh my god, what a credible work he has done. Credibility. I like your credibility. That means something which can be believed. It's a remarkable work. It's really credible. That means you like something. Credulous is a person who believes other आराम से. I am not a credulous person. I don't believe others so easily. So, or maybe I am a very credulous person. I believe everyone. So, without any, doubt. So, there is a difference. Credible and credulous. Definite and definitive. Definite का sentence ऐसे. There is a definite rise in the temperature today. That means pakka. Certainly there is a rise in the temperature. Today I'm feeling very sweaty. Definitely there is a rise in the temperature. Definite means certain. Definitive means something which I cannot challenge. It's definitive. I am sure you have won the match. It's definitive. It's already done. It cannot be challenged. Got it? Now diffuse and diffuse, दोनों के pronunciation are same, but there is hardly any difference here. Here there is double F here. In this there is double F. Here there is single F. Rest there is no difference. So what is the difference? He diffused the bomb. Here he diffused the bomb. डिफ्यूजिंग करते हैं ना, सपोज किसी टेररिस्ट ने बॉम्ब रखा है, उसको डिफ्यूज करना, दैट मीन्स रेंडर इनफेक्टिव टू मेक द सिचुएशन. ही डिफ्यूज द बॉम्ब के अलावा भी होता है, बहुत फाइट होती है, वी डिफ्यूज्ड देम. कोई there is a fight between lot of people and the police went inside and he tried to diffuse them, means उसको ineffective कर दिया, सबकी fights को हटा दिया, सबको calm कर दिया situation. और diffuse means for example I want to डिफ्यूज दिस आर्टिकल टू ईच एंड एवरी वन. मैं इसको वाइड स्प्रेड करना है, मुझे सब जगह भेजना है. आई वॉन्ट टू डिफ्यूज इट. आई वॉन्ट टू डिफ्यूज मीन्स डबल एफ आ गया, मीन्स उसको वाइड स्प्रेड करना है, रैम्बलिंग करना है. आई वॉन्ट टू डिफ्यूज इट, अच्छे से मिक्स करना है. मिक्स कैसे होगा, मुझे सब जगह भेजना है. ठीक है. नाउ डिसइंटरेस्टेड एंड अनइंटरेस्टेड दोनों एक जैसे लगते हैं, बट थोड़ा फर्क है. क्या फर्क है? डिसइंटरेस्टेड मीन्स somebody is not, not favoring anybody. I'm disinterested in something, that means I don't favor that. Or uninterested means I'm not having interest in that. Something which is I'm uninterested in this, I'm not interested in this lecture. Disinterested means I'm disinterested in this topic. That means you as a overall thing you are interested but not interested in something in particular. Okay, in particular. ठीक है. Now especially and especially दोनों इसमें क्या फ़र्क है? ओनली यहाँ पे ई लगाया हुआ है, यहाँ पे ई मिसिंग है. सो व्हाट इज़ द डिफरेंस? स्पेशली मीन्स आई स्पेशली लाइक ज़ारा, आई स्पेशली लाइक मार्क्स एंड स्पेंसर्स. मैं खास तौर पे पर्टिकुलरली आई लाइक दैट. ठीक है. और स्पेशली मीन्स आई स्पेशली वेंट टू द मॉल टू बाय टू विजिट द सेल. स्पेशली खास तौर पे मैं गई. और especially means in particularly, I especially went to have the Zara costumes, or I went to have the whatever, it could be anything. All right, let's move on to the next slide. I hope you had taken the screenshot of the previous one, because I want, in case there are certain students who will be interested in really improving their vocabulary, they can do this as a homework. Write sentences for each of them. If it is not clear, do it again, because आप जितना अपने आप को पॉलिश करोगे वो आपके लिए फ़ायदेमंद होने वाला है. ठीक है. नाउ नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज एक्सेप्शनेबल एंड एक्सेप्शनल. एक्सेप्शनल होता है एक्सेलेंट. ही हैज़ डन एक्सेप्शनल वर्क इन द मूवी. ओके, दैट इज मीन्स एक्सेलेंट. जो एक्सेप्शनल है बिल्कुल कोई और कर नहीं सकता है. एक्सेप्शनेबल मीन्स जिसको छोड़ दो, विच इज नॉट अबव क्रिटिसिज्म. ओके. गवर्नमेंट एंड गोरमे, गवर्नमेंट एंड गोरमे दोनों दिख रहे हैं वर्ड एक जैसे, बट उसमें मैंड है, इसमें मेट है, बट मेट को बोलते नहीं है, इट हैज़ टू बी प्रोनाउंस गोमे. ओके. नाउ व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एंड गोमे? गवर्नमेंट, like somebody who likes to stuff himself with lot of food, he is a gourmet. Now gourmet means one who appreciate good food. Stuffing करना अलग बात होती है, and quality food, appreciate good food is a different thing. ठीक है. Illegal and illicit. Illegal means which is not allowed by the law, and illicit means which is against social norm. ये इसका हो जाता है अगेंस्ट लॉ. इट इज अगेंस्ट सोशल नॉर्म्स. गॉट इट. सो illicit relationship, which is, though if you are having somebody, I'm just giving an example, if somebody is having an affair with somebody, and which cannot be questioned by the law. So that means he's into illicit relationship. ठीक है? But if somebody is already married and then having affair with somebody, that means it is against law, illegal. Got it? So there is a difference. It is against law. Illegal means against law, illicit means against social norms, जो normally लोग नहीं करते हैं. ठीक है? Intense and intensive. What is the difference between intense? Forceful. There was an intense breakout in the mall, in the college. Forceful. Intensive, vigorous. Vigorous. What sentence can you make with this? Intensive. I had been studying intensively since the exams are approaching. Got it? Now, intense means he has got an intense personality. That means very forceful. That actor has done intense acting in the movie. That means बहुत काम दम लगा के काम किया है. Intense था. Loose and loose. Now there are double O here and here is single O. So loose means which is untied, खुला हुआ. ठीक है? गांठना, loose. And this means खोना. To I lost him. If you will do this, you will lose your. If you leave your belongings here, you may lose them. Means somebody may take it. तुम उसे खो दोगे. Okay? Here, please wear loose clothes. हल्के खुले खुले कपड़े पहनो. Loose. Please try to loosen this rope. इसको खोल दो. So that means there is a difference between loose and loose. I don't want to lose you. मैं तुम्हें खोना नहीं चाहती हूँ. This means single O. I wear loose clothes. ठीक है? Now luxuriant and luxurious. Luxuriant means luxurious hotel. मालूम है ना? Full of comfort. ना इसमें मेरे को explain करने की ज़रूरत तो नहीं है. But still I'll tell you. Luxurious hotel जैसे हो गया luxurious building, luxurious apartment. Okay? Now luxuriant means full of, abundant. Got it? थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, बट व्हेन यू विल स्टार्ट मेकिंग सेंटेंसेस तभी आपको समझ में आएगा वेयर टू यूज व्हाट. ओके? सो यू विल हैव टू डू प्रैक्टिस. ऐसे तो नहीं मैं बोल सकती कि एक बार आपने मेरे साथ ऐसे कर लिया. एंड ये तो मैंने थोड़े से वर्ड्स रखे हैं. देयर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ वर्ड्स. देयर प्लेंटी. मेक अ नोटबुक. मैंने अभी भी बोला है, स्टार्ट मेकिंग नोटबुक. एटलीस्ट आपकी अपनी नोटबुक होनी चाहिए. दैट शुड हैव एटलीस्ट 1000 वर्ड्स. 1000 is the minimum that I'm telling you. Okay? Because there had been students who have followed my advice and they have made a booklet of 5000 words and they keep on repeating those words, keep on revisiting them. When you because these are not part of your vocabulary. Today, even if I tell you the meaning, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you will forget these words unless you make it a habit of using them again and again. So once you have made a notebook and you keep on revising them, keep on looking at them, because the बार-बार देखने से it you get an impression in your mind, and then you will use it, and the more you use it, it becomes part of you. Got it? Till now, whatever vocabulary that you have used, it is because overuse of those words and phrases, isn't it? So why not let's change to something which is more powerful, power packed, because you are getting into media. Your words have to have those powers. Got it? Observance and observation. Observance means, what is observance? You are following a rule or a ritual. That is called observance. Okay? The students must have an observance in the college campus. What means? We are having an observance in our house today because for example, Navratris are going to come up, and we are going to have some observances in our house. That means we are going to follow some rituals. Observation means what you observe. Got it? You have, it's my observation that you people are not studying properly. That means this is my remark to you. I have observed this thing. So there is a difference between observance and observation. Occupant and occupier. A person who is living here is an occupant. All the occupants were, told to leave the flats once the fire broke out. Occupants means a person inside the house or inside the vehicle. Okay. Now, occupier is somebody a person who appropriating someone else's power. He is the occupier. He is the person who is the occupier of his property. I occupied that place. Okay. Practicable and practical. Something which can be done is called practicable. Yes. The teacher has given us this assignment, and I think so it is practicable. That means it can be done. And what is practical? Means worldly wise, which is realistic. I don't think so we should do this. It's not practical. That means ये काम अच्छा नहीं है किसी भी नज़र से. It's not practical. Why should we go? Why should we leave the town? It's not practical. Okay. So this is the difference between practicable and practical. Now let me just have a look at the time so that I can. Okay. So I want to finish off all these, and then we'll move on to the next one. So this is the last slide, and after the slide is over, I will give you a 5 minutes or a 10 minutes ka break, and then we'll move on to the next topic of the chapter. Prescribe and proscribe. So it looks only there is a difference of E here. Okay, here it is pre and here it is pro. So prescribe, so you know it, that doctor prescribed me a medicine. He prescribed means he advised me to use. Proscribe means to ban something. Uska opposite ho jayega. You can also use the same sentence. The doctor proscribed to use to have lot of cold stuff. He prescribed me from having Coke. He prescribed me from having ice creams. So means ban kar dena, prevent from being used. ठीक है? It's opposite. Next is purposely and then purposefully. क्या हुआ? He purposely did this, means deliberately. किसी काम को जानबूझ के करना, that means purposely. Purposefully, that means उस aim के साथ. I did this purposefully, with this aim, with this intention, with firm decision. Okay? Now, refute and repudiate. What is the difference between refute? What is refute basically? I refute, I debunk his theory. Whatever he said is I refute. मतलब मैंने उसको माना ही नहीं, debunk कर दिया. Repudiate means which I don't accept as true. I repudiate whatever you said, means I am not accepting it as to be true. Refute means आपने proof कर दिया, debunk कर दिया किसी चीज को, proof कर दिया कि wrong है. But repudiate means which you do not accept as true. Regrettable and regretful. Regrettable means something not likable, which को आपको जो होने के बाद बहुत दुख हो रहा है. It's very regrettable. I'm really ashamed. It's very regrettable. जिसमें मुझे दुख हो रहा है. Regretful means जिसमें आपको you feel sorry. दुख नहीं मतलब when something is one who feels regret for something. I am really regretful. Okay. Sensual and sensuous. Sensual means sexual in nature, and sensuous means which is related purely to the senses. You can have an example like for example sensual का हो जाएगा. The actress had a very sensual performance in the movie. Okay, now um, her sensuous delivery of the dialogue rendered lot of weight to the character. Okay, so these are the two different ways. Now, social and sociable. Somebody who maintains friendly relationship with other people, they are called sociable. And what is social? Which pertains to society. That means this is a social norm. This is what it's pertaining to the society as such. Turbid and turgid. So there is only difference of B and G here. Turbid and turgid. Turbid means which is फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे आपका पानी है और वो पानी ट्रांसपेरेंट नहीं है, उसमें कुछ गंदगी है, एंड दैट इज वाई इट इज नॉट वेरी फुली ट्रांसपेरेंट. ठीक है, सो वी कॉल्ड इट टर्बिड वाटर. और not only for water, you can also use this word for situation, turbid situation where nothing is clear, it's muddied, गंद बहुत कुछ है, we have to clear it up. That means there are some things which are unwanted. Turgid means inflamed, something जो swollen है, जला हुआ है, inflamed. ठीक है. Venal and venial. Venal means somebody who is dishonest. Okay, venial means insignificant. Okay, so I want you to write at least one or two sentences. Two sentences लिखोगे तो meaning will become more clear. That means for each word at least two sentences. For each word, two sentences. This make it as a homework only for those who are interested in improving their vocabulary, not all of you. Okay, chalo, I'll take a break of 10 minutes now and we'll come